Hello everyone, I welcome you to the e-transfer course. I am Rajkumar, Assistant Professor, Department of Chemical Engineering, Hindustan College of Engineering and Technology, Coimbatore. In this video, we are going to discuss about modes of heat transfer. In that, we are going to discuss about the basics of heat transfer. Heat is a form of energy which passes from body of high temperature to a body of lower temperature. Or we can define heat transfer in terms of physics, that is transfer of thermal energy across a well defined boundary around a thermodynamic system. The SI unit of heat is the joule. The overall driving force for the heat transfer is the temperature difference. If the temperature difference is very high, the driving force will be very high. When the driving force become negligible, there is no transfer of heat and the system will reach the equilibrium condition. Heat is a physical quantity. It cannot be measured directly. It has to be measured by using an instrument like thermometer, thermocouple, thermistor and etc. There are three modes of heat transfer. One is conduction, convection, radiation. By these three methods, the heat is transferred from one body to another body. First mode of heat transfer is conduction. Transfer of thermal energy between neighboring molecules in a substance due to the temperature gradients. It happens only by the direct contact of molecules. It can take place in all form of matters, that is, it can take place in solids, liquids and gases, but it does not require any bulk motion of matter. In solids, it is due to transfer of vibrational energy between molecules. In gases and liquid, it is transferred due to the collision of molecules during their random motion. If you look at the picture here, there is a rod which is put it into the flame of fire. The heat is transferred from the flame through the rod from one end to another end by the conduction mode of heat transfer. Here, if you look at the video, the metal is heated at the one end and the molecules near to the fire is get vibrated, and this vibrational energy is transferred to the neighboring molecules. So when the vibrational energy is transferred, the heat is also transferred due to the vibrational energy. So this is how the conduction mode of heat transfer is taking place. Laws of heat conduction, that means the conduction mode of heat transfer is well explained by the Fouriers law. It states that time rate of heat transfer through the material is proportional to the negative gradient in the temperature and to the heat transfer area through which the heat is flowing. If you consider the heat is flow through a solid wall, this is the Fourier's law expression which explain the rate of heat transfer through the wall by conduction. Here Q represents the rate of heat transfer, K represents the thermal conductivity of the material. Here it is wall. A represents the heat transfer area perpendicular to the direction of heat flow. dt by dx is the temperature gradient. In this expression, the negative sign indicates the heat is flow from the higher temperature to lower temperature. There is a resistance for the transfer of heat in a material. So it is the material's ability to resist the heat transfer. We can call it as a thermal resistance. So thermal resistance can be explained by the mathematical expression as R suffix W is equal to B by K into A. It is for a solid wall, where B is the thickness of the wall, K is the thermal conductivity of the material, A is the heat transfer area. The next mode of heat transfer is the convection. Convection mode of heat transfer is taking place due to the movement of molecule within the fluid medium. Fluid medium is nothing but liquid and gases. Convection mode of heat transfer is not taking place in the solid molecules. In reality, convection heat transfer is the combination of diffusion and bulk motion of molecules. Because it occurs at macroscopic level, there is it is confined only to the gases and liquid. Convection currents are very faster in gases and low in liquid, and there is no convective current in the solid medium. Convection heat transfer can be explained or can be classified into two types. One is natural convection, another one is the forced convection. If you look at the video here, the vessel of water is heated at the bottom. When the molecule get heated, it is try to flow from the bottom to top, and the cool molecules, that is cold molecules from the top of the liquid level, will tries to flow to the bottom of the liquid. By the movement of these cold and hot molecules, the heat is transferred throughout the water and until it reach the equilibrium condition. This is how the heat transfer taking place by the movement of molecules. We can call it as a convection mode of heat transfer. The next mode of heat transfer is the radiation. Radiation is also described as a flow of heat from one place to another by means of electromagnetic waves. We know all bodies absorb and emit radiation. For the radiation mode of heat transfer, there is no medium is required. It takes place through the vacuum condition, and we can call it as a thermal radiation. Radiation mode of heat transfer can be expressed as a by using Stephen Boltzmann law. So Q is the rate of heat transfer per unit time, rho is the Stephen Boltzmann constant, A is the area of emitting body, and T is the absolute temperature. So here rho is the proportionality constant, A is the rate of heat transfer. So we can explain this expression as rate of heat transfer per unit area per unit time is directly proportional to the fourth power of the absolute temperature. So it is all depends upon the body of temperature. The best example for the radiation mode of heat transfer is we can see in our day-to-day life. How does heat energy get from the sun to the earth? That we know there are no particles between the sun and the earth. It cannot travel by conduction or by convection. We know conduction and or convection only travel through the medium, but here there is no medium between sun and the earth. It is traveled by the radiation. So by the radiation mode of heat transfer, the heat is transferred from the sun to the earth. It is a electromagnetic waves which carry the heat from the sun to the earth. Thank you. I hope you all understand.